What drives a society to invent devices not just for punishment, but for the deliberate, systematic infliction of unimaginable pain? The Middle Ages were a time of great faith, but also of great fear. Fear of heresy, fear of treason, and fear of the unknown. This fear gave birth to some of the most infamous medieval torture methods ever conceived. But these devices weren't just about causing physical pain. They were tools of dark psychology, designed to break the human mind and spirit long before the body gave out. Today, we're exploring three of the most terrifying examples. First, the one that has become a symbol of Inquisition itself, the rack. The design was deceptively simple, a rectangular wooden frame with rollers at each end. The victim's hands and feet were tied to the rollers, which were then slowly turned. The goal was dislocation. Every turn of the handle would stretch the victim's body, pulling their joints apart with agonizing slowness. The true terror of the rack, however, was psychological. The pain was incremental. The victim was in complete control of when it would stop. All they had to do was confess. It was a battle of wills, where the torturer used the victim's own body as a weapon against their mind, making them an active participant in their own suffering. Next, we have a device straight out of a nightmare, the Judas cradle. Unlike the quick, violent crushing of other methods, the Judas cradle was an exercise in slow, agonizing endurance. It consisted of a pyramid-shaped seat, onto which a victim was lowered by ropes. The point of the pyramid was designed to inflict excruciating pain, but the true horror was the duration. Victims were often left hanging for hours, sometimes days, in a public display meant to cause maximum humiliation. This wasn't just physical torment, it was a complete stripping of a person's dignity. This focus on psychological collapse is a common theme in the world of medieval torture methods. It was about breaking a person so completely that they would say or do anything to make it stop. Finally, we have the most iconic and perhaps most misunderstood device of all, the Iron Maiden. We all know the image, a tall, human-shaped iron cabinet, lined with sharp spikes, which closes on its victim. It is the ultimate symbol of medieval cruelty. But here's a twist that might surprise you. Many historians now believe that the Iron Maiden, as we know it, never actually saw widespread use in the Middle Ages. Many of the examples we see in museums today were likely fabricated centuries later to sensationalize the Dark Ages. But that doesn't diminish its psychological power. The idea of the Iron Maiden, the claustrophobia, the anticipation of the door slowly closing, the helplessness is a form of mental torture in itself. It became a legend because it taps into our deepest fears. These devices are more than just grim, historical artifacts. They are monuments to the dark side of human ingenuity. They show how, in the name of order and faith, systems can be created to utterly dismantle a human being, physically and mentally. Studying these medieval torture methods is a chilling reminder that the greatest horrors are often not born from monsters, but from the minds of ordinary people driven by fear and absolute power. Why do you think we are so morbidly fascinated by these dark chapters of history? Let me know your thoughts respectfully in the comments. And if you're not afraid to stare into the darkest corners of the past, hit that like button and subscribe to Awakening Curiosity.